All right, you ready, Keys?
Sure. Let's get it.
Get on your feet, Tiger fans. Let's get loud. Let's go. Let's get active. Let's go.
Yo, 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 yo. We back at it again, man, for a special episode for the people, Keys.
We back. It's 2024. Happy New Year. We back. This the first official You Played Though episode of the new year. So we thank y'all for rocking with us thus far. We
Yeah.
got much more in store. What we got, B? What we got?
2024, man. A lot has happened, man. We're gonna recap last season for the Clemson Tigers, man. You know, we got a lot to talk about there. We're gonna keep it brief. NFL is coming to a close, Keys. We only got 3 games left, man.
Man,
So
it's depressing, bro. But you know we gonna
yeah.
enjoy this last 2 weeks because we don't count the Pro Bowl week. We're gonna
Nah.
enjoy championship weekend and of course the Usher Bowl, where there's gonna be a football game played at the Usher concert. In case you haven't heard.
Yeah. In
Um,
case you haven't heard, man, it's in Las Vegas. You know, that's his residency, so they just gonna move it to the stadium, man. But
yep.
yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and just go ahead and break down the Clemson Tigers, man. Our season.
Okay.
You know, we ended up playing in the Gator Bowl, playing Kentucky
In Jacksonville.
in Jacksonville.
Duval.
Yep. Unfortunately, well, we'll get into that, but anyway, man, the Tigers we ended up getting a win. It was a tough fought game. Kentucky was better than what a lot of people thought they were going to be because they're a basketball school. But
Yeah, they had a decent year. They had just knocked off a top 10 Louisville team a couple weeks before.
yeah,
And pretty much they pretty much knocked Florida State out of the playoffs if you look at it like that. Because if Louisville would have won that game, they stayed top 10, and now Florida State ACC championship win. Even though
Would've
it was a
meant
low
more.
scoring game, it looked better because you beat a top. They probably would have been top 8
yeah.
at that time. So, but
Yeah, ACC was looking good for the first part of the season. You got teams that are playing above. I'm not gonna say playing above their talent, but they made it look good. So it just kind of fizzled out at the end, and then gave all the SEC and the Big Ten gave them the excuses to say, hey, nobody wants to see an ACC championship in the playoffs, man. Which hey, Florida State, I think they got cheated, but hey, man, it happens. The playoffs were,
you gotta leave no doubt, like Dabo say. You gotta leave no doubt.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it.
But anyway, man, talking about Clemson, man. If you don't know, our former quarterback DJ Uiagalelei is going to Florida State, man. So he's gonna be a rival now. He's gonna be that competition. So
GAF.
yeah. So Saban retired because he tired of the portal. He tired of NIL.
Yeah, so that's a huge story. So Nick Saban, since we're coming to the close, well, college football season has already come to a close, but since the NFL is coming to a route, we're just gonna combine them, wrap up college football a little bit. So that's one of the biggest news stories. Like
One of the goats gone, man.
yeah, Saban. I mean, he got my respect as the greatest coach in college football history. We got 7 titles.
Yeah, 7 titles.
Yeah, he got 7 of them. And you know what? Dabo beat him for 2. Shout out to Deshaun. Shout out to Trevor.
Shout out.
Miss you, man.
Hey,
Miss
man.
you guys.
But I will say this, man. Saban did his thing. There's a lot of talk about, he didn't want to compete with, an even playing field and all that. I saw Reggie Bush's comments. Reggie Bush is one of my favorite players, but I just disagree with that. I think that the changing of the landscape of college football is getting so business wise now with the money, with the you got NIL, then you got the transfer portal, all the 5 stars. It's just a different landscape. Now they're expanding the playoffs, and you got teams jumping conferences. It's just a little too much going on right now, in my opinion. And I think Saban was like, hey, man, this ain't the college football I fell in love with. I did my thing. I had my success. I helped some kids out. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all have it.
That's Reggie point. That's his point though. That's Reggie Bush. That's Reggie Bush's whole point.
Yeah.
And I did agree with him. Like I mean, because if we being real, Dabo said the same thing years ago. Like when they start paying players, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, well, they start paying players. What you doing? You get more money than them still. So it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
Saban is just.
Well, really quick, Keys. I just want to get your opinion on this. How does that make you feel as a fan, though? Because we've, we go out and the coaches go out and recruit players. You fall in love with the players. You look and say, hey, man, I can't wait to see how they develop next year. Man, they're a dog this, they're a dog that, and then they pack up and leave. How you feel about that?
Talking about the players.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it, especially with the DJ thing. All right, like you leave Clemson, you have body language is poor. ACC championship game, didn't even go to the bowl game. After you decide after you got benched, you left. All right, cool. You go to Oregon State. Y'all got the same record as we do this year. So and then you transfer again.
Yeah.
Like you go from Clemson to Oregon State, East Coast, West Coast, and you come back to Florida State.
Yeah.
Like what you doing? Like
it's
I mean, what kind of bag is it? I mean, I get it. The kids getting the bag and cool, man. But like, this ain't our college football, dog. Like that we grew up on.
It's not, and I don't know if that gives him a better chance to get to the league, or he looking at it like, okay, it's a better chance for me to get more money right now, or what the objective is really, because like every time these students leave, they want to say, hey, thank you Beaver Nation, thank you Gator Nation, thank you Nation this, Nation that. Like really, you just like, hey man, thank you for paying me the bread. I enjoyed, chilling with y'all for a little second, but I'm out, man. I got bigger and better things. So, I don't
know. I mean,
pros and cons, but I feel like this for Clemson. At some point, if you want to remain one of those power schools and in contention, I know the playoffs have expanded, but if you want to compete, you got to play the game how the game is being played now.
I mean, our resident Florida State fan, MF and Pat, he don't even want DJ. So, he's not thrilled about the DJ transfers. I'm like, I get it, bro. Like, I mean, you seen what he can do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he trash. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm saying he wasn't on no draft boards.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like, if he's supposed to be that, Yeah. So
I feel like PAT looks at it like this. Hey, we're nice. We a quarterback away, and you just want to come ride the wave, right? It's not like you wasn't in there grinding with us. You wasn't in there in the trenches. We got a good defense, or they got a good defense, and now you want to come ride the wave and see if you can sneak in a chip. I can't respect it, but I understand how college football is now. But
yeah.
Anyway, we can be on that. We can be on that all day, Keys.
Well, yeah, let's wrap it there. With the Nick Saban, but we was talking about them Tigers wrapping up the season.
Yeah.
The Gator Bowl. What a win, man.
What a win.
We talked about it briefly before.
It was a good game, man.
On the reel on the page on the Uplayedtho podcast page on Instagram.
Yeah.
Great game. Like I said, Barrett Carter, BC season.
Shout out to Phil Maffa, man.
Had a phenomenal game. Yeah, Phil Maffa.
Mm-hmm.
4 tugs. 4 of them things.
4.
Gator Bowl record. And Shipley.
How you feel his last game,
man? And I called it, man. Like when he got hurt. So the last play we saw Shipley in, man, like a 60-yard kickoff return. I think 60 or 65. And he got hit, went out of bounds.
Yeah.
He took like a little awkward hit, and he I think it was like his knee.
Yeah.
And that was the last we saw of him, man. So he announced that he's leaving.
Yeah.
Which was kind of expected. So
shout out to Ship too, man. I'm glad he had no structural damage or anything like that, man. He gave us some great years, a lot of great energy, and he was kind of the heartbeat of the team for a good little while. So, man, shout out to Ship. Can't wait to see you on the next level.
And a Charlotte area native. So, shout out to Will Shipley, man. You got to get you on the show too. Hey, thank you for everything you did for these Tigers, man. Like, hey,
yeah, man.
We went through some rough stretches, dog. But without you, like, especially in 21, ooh, boy, we would have been hurting, boy.
We would have been hurt, man.
We would have been hurting, boy.
It was a lot to cheer for, man.
You did, bro. So, hey.
Appreciate your Ship.
Hey, let's cheers to Ship, dog. Cheers to the episode. Cheers to Ship.
Cheers to Ship.
Cheers to the college football season ending. And
till next year, man.
Till next year. And we're gonna talk about the Natty real quick. And let them know what happened with that Natty since we wrapping up the college football season.
We may as well, man. So shout out to my boss, DP. He's from Detroit, man, Michigan fan. and it been forever since he really had something to cheer for. It's like Ohio State kept knocking him out.
Yeah.
And I think everybody felt like it was gonna be Harbaugh's last year. So man, they was able to get it done, man.
Yeah, they finally got over the hump, which I didn't think they would. But Michigan finally won. No thanks to J.J. McCarthy. Like it was like they running game was.
Yeah, he was kind of average.
In the first half, now they running game was unstoppable. So they kind of blew out Washington. Washington came back a little bit, but they had Penix's number.
Yeah, defense was too nice, man.
So shout out to Michigan Wolverines, your 2023-24 national champion, and Harbaugh with that he said, "I'm out." He's with the Chargers.
Yep.
So he to the lead back again.
He said I'm gonna let y'all have it, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Go get this money.
Yep.
Y'all gonna suspend me for all these games for something that everybody do. All right, let me get this chip on my way out then. Hey, shout out. But yeah, man. So speaking of the Chargers, Keys, they not gonna be a topic of discussion. Not this year.
Not.
But man, let's go ahead and talk about these playoffs, man. We got
Get into it.
The championship games this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of energy, man. We about to find out who's gonna be in the Super Bowl, who's gonna be there in Vegas. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this first game, man. The Eagles and the Buccaneers, man.
Yeah, let's run through the wild card weekend real quick, man. Like, man, the Eagles came in heavy favorites. Baker was kind of banged up in the game at that, and they got the doors blown off, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Doors.
They got beat up and like toe up in Tampa.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, we saw the Phillies slide the last 4 weeks of the season. Like, they was 10-1, then you lose 5 or 6, and it was just and it came to a culmination in Tampa Bay, man. So Sirianni, he might be on thin ice in Philly. You know how the Philly fans don't play. So we'll see how the coaching situation goes with them going forward.
Yeah, they kind of overachieved. Let's talk about LA and the Lions, man. I think at the beginning of the year we talked about the Lions, man. They're going to be a sneaky favorite, right?
Yeah, we did.
And man, they got the job done with it against their old quarterback.
Yeah, Stafford came back to the crib. Came back to Detroit. It was a good game. The Lions won narrowly. Shout out to Jared Goff. And, Dan Campbell got the boys playing, man. And he's got a believer in me. I'll say that.
Yeah. I like some of those player coaches, man. This is just a different vibe.
Different, bro. Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to this game. I know PAT. This is one PAT he would love to chime in on. All right, Keys, man, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to talk about this Cowboys and Green Bay game. That's a good question. That's a good question, man. Cause man, there's several fans of the show that support that blue and silver star, and man, it didn't go well, man. There's a lot of predictions about what was gonna happen. Green Bay seems to always had a number back from the Dez Bryant days, but let's talk about it, man. They got waxed,
bruh. And we called it like week 12. We do got I did clip up the reel, put it on the page. We called it. We said you can't trust them Cowboys when it comes to playoff time. And you said every year's all year. That's what y'all always say. Every year's all year. What happened? You get Jordan Love, first playoff game in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Come to your crib where you've been averaging 40 points a game all year. Ain't lost a home game all year. Jordan Love came to your crib. Had you 27-0. 27-0 at the crib. But before the half.
Before
the half.
I ain't seen none of this. I ain't seen none of this from CeeDee Lamb.
41-16 in the fourth. Like, come on, bro. Like,
I ain't seen nothing from Micah Parsons. I'm just wondering, like, was y'all just getting drugged all game?
Bruh, it was. And, and they messed up my parlay. Micah Parsons, all I needed was one sack, bro. You couldn't even get me a sack.
One.
Pause.
One. I mean,
like, bro, like,
they got outcoached,
outworked, and then what your boy say, Jerry Jones? Oh yeah, McCarthy be back. What they say? What he say? Yeah, we're a championship team.
Yeah, this is a championship program. This ain't the 90s.
Excuse me.
This ain't the 90s.
Excuse me,
man. All I know is there was a lot of hype. Michael Irvin, he had a lot to say, and everybody had to eat their words, man. And what Dak say, I was awful.
Yeah. The Hamburglar had a lot to say then. He got there, Michael Irvin, boy.
had,
yeah, I like to say, boy.
hey
You put
man,
the championship on the table, and you didn't get it.
man.
Everybody gotta go. I'm like, bro, you gotta get off the drugs, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, bottom line, bro.
Brandon Cook, you got Brandon Cooks, you got C.D. Lamb, Michael Parsons.
Man.
I mean,
What a way to end the season,
they
man.
got 4 Pro Bowlers on the team.
Because
They got waxed.
going into it, we both said, going into the playoffs that the Cowboys are strong. They were looking strong. Like, all right, maybe this year's different. They got defense. You got DeRon Bland back there balling.
Yeah.
Trayvon Diggs is out, but you got the secondary still hooping.
Yep. Gilmore did good this year.
And Michael doing his thing, whatever.
Michael
I mean,
Thomas.
Dak actually did his thing,
Hey,
in the regular season. C.D. Lamb was a dude in the regular season.
Yeah.
But
Regular season awards, man.
that light switch, and when they say, all right, regular season,
lights is
playoffs,
bright. Man.
booty cheeks.
They're the regular season assassins. Regular season assassins, man.
Oh, man.
Hey. But I will say this, man. They gotta pay Dak. They got a lot of people to pay. So we gonna see.
So and we're just going through the NFC side first. So then so the next round. Speaking of that, so Green Bay goes. They played a great game in San Fran, and they should have won. I think the field goal kicker missed a kick late in the game, could have tied it. But Brock Purdy
with no
didn't play.
Debo.
Yeah, Debo got hurt. He got injured early in the game, went out. Brock Purdy didn't play well.
Did not.
He didn't look good. McCaffrey carried him.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do like what I see out of Jordan Love, though. I'm liking what I see out of the Packers. I think they got something to build off of.
They got a lot to build off of, man. He looked like Aaron Rodgers out there.
He did, bro. Shout out, man. He looked good, bro.
Green Bay does quarterbacks the right way. You bring in a quarterback, you let him sit behind a Hall of Famer and let them develop, not throw him out there like the Jets like to do. Let's draft somebody and throw him out to the Wolves. But anyway, so the Lions took care of business against Baker.
Yeah.
They looked okay. So I think Baker might be, he has a little secure future there if they play well next season. But let's go ahead and talk about this AFC.
All right. Yeah, the AFC wild cards we had.
C.J. Stroud.
Boy, when I tell you,
Deshaun Watson-less Browns.
when they opened up a can on the Browns though at the crib, shout out to DeMarco Ryan. CJ, they first playoff game, black head coach, black quarterback, first playoff game ever, and you put a 40 ball up.
Yeah, should be coach of the year. I don't know if he got it.
I think he should be.
Yeah.
Flacco was playing well coming in that game. Deshaun Watson out, and he was back. Back in H-Town.
But shout out to CJ, man. They got a lot to look forward to down there in H-Town to turn around from being just straight trash as an organization and making terrible moves like getting rid of D-Hop for next to nothing. But we can talk about that. But anyway, CJ, they doing their thing, man. They got a lot to build on. Great job, first-time head coach in DeMarco. But, they was able to get the job done against the Browns. They ended up having to play the Baltimore Ravens. And
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk about this. Let's talk about the ice cold game down there, Arrowhead. The Miami boys had to go down there and try to get the dub, man. And Tyreek got in the end zone one time.
we knew that was gonna be an L because Miami is they was like 0-10 when it was below 40 degrees. So this game was.
Tua looked pedestrian though.
The wind chill was I think like negative 20 something.
Negative 27.
So you had people going to the hospital after the game. Frostbite, all that. So it was that kind of game.
Andy Reid.
Mahomes still did his thing though.
Yeah,
of course.
Andy Reid had the snot snickles.
Yeah, frozen mustache. So
yeah,
Miami they ain't have a chance. Them boys ain't built for that. So
yeah. So next, and Tomlin took on Josh Allen, man, and they took that L.
Yeah, that was actually a better game than expected too. But Josh Allen did what he needed to do.
Yeah,
and,
he showed.
Mason Rudolph threw a pick in the end zone. That kind of cost them, or otherwise it might have been a little bit different game. But
Steelers got some work to do to be competitive again. But let's jump back to that Baltimore Texans game, man. How you felt about that one?
That was a good game. It was 10-10 at half. It started off good, and then Lamar and the boys put the can on the second half. Like they opened it up. Like, all right, let me show you. This is what championship teams do.
Mm-hmm.
They put the pedal to the gas in the second half, and
Yeah.
then what they put up 21, 24 points in the second half.
Yeah, I
So,
think it was 10-10 at half, and then Lamar went in there and cussed them boys out and got right.
Yeah, he got them right.
Yeah.
So,
But I like Zay Flowers. I really like him.
Isaiah Likely too.
Yeah. And actually, man, people can say what they want to, but Odell kind of balled this year.
He did. Yeah, he did all right. He did all right.
Yeah. All right, man. So KC, they went down there. The Taylor Swift Chiefs went down. No, they didn't go down. Sorry. The Bills went up to Arrowhead, man. And no, I got it wrong. It was in Buffalo.
It was in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Chiefs went to Buffalo.
They went to Buffalo in that cold environment and took the dub and went to the crib with it.
Yeah, that was a good game too.
Taylor Swift was
Josh
in the
Allen,
building.
He did his thing, but the GOAT, he prevailed, bro. Like Pat Mahomes, he pulled it out again. So
yeah, man. So that Josh, I like that Josh Allen Mahomes kind of back and forth they got, but you know Josh Allen been on the bad side of that too many times, man. So
13 seconds.
we gonna see. So that brings us to our AFC and NFC championship games.
Weekend, baby.
So it's gonna be a good one. I know the one that a lot of people are talking about is the Baltimore Kansas City. I think we talked about the fact, or you mentioned it early in the season. Kansas City wasn't gonna get back. You still gonna stand on that business?
And I stand on that.
Okay.
We'll break the games down. Let's not pick yet.
Okay.
But I stand on that. There's and we'll have a call in a few minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To help us break from a Ravens standpoint, help us break the game down. But so yeah, we'll get that perspective.
Yeah.
But so you want to jump to the NFC?
Yeah, man.
Championship game real quick.
Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. So we got the Detroit Lions. Detroit's been having a good year.
Detroit basketball.
Matter of fact, the whole state of Michigan's been having a good year. But anyway,
City is up.
yeah. So you got the Detroit Lions against the San Francisco 49ers. Shout out to Blaze. I know shout out to Blaze, shout out to Stro. I know y'all really anticipating this game. Y'all trying to get another chip so y'all can shut them Cowboy fans up. But anyway, this is going to be an interesting one, man. I know who I got, but how you feel about it? Might not.
I think
a lot of
it'll
injuries.
be a good game. I think the weather will be clear because the weather will be playing the factor because we saw with that wet ball, pause.
Pause. Pause on that.
Yes. that wet ball gave Purdy some problems in the Green Bay game. So I don't think it's gonna be raining in the San Fran.
I was hell time.
Sunday. Generally, I make them. Nah.
Yeah.
But nah, I think it'll be a good game. Debo is still in question. He was limited or didn't practice this week. I don't even know what his injury was though.
Yeah, I don't really know, man. They've been talking about him being questionable, so I'm wondering.
But they ain't really saying I don't know is it is it a hammy? Is it an abductor? Is it I don't know, bro. Like it's
because that's a major factor.
Yeah,
That's
big
gonna
time.
be a major factor.
He is one of the biggest game changers in the game we got today in our league.
It's like they need that 1-2 punch with him and McCaffrey, right? He takes a lot of and Kittle takes a lot of pressure off of them, man. So they can do their thing, but
and looking at the Lions side though, St. Brown has been a dog.
A dog.
He's been a dog this year, bro. He's been a dog.
Jared Goff has been underrated.
Yeah, let's give Jared his props, bro.
You got to give it to him, man.
He passed through for his props. He's been to a Super Bowl before.
Mm-hmm.
Been balling this year.
He took the team they beat to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And man, hey, they Stafford went and got a Super Bowl off of their hard work, and now let's see. We're gonna see if the Detroit can do it.
True.
But I will say this: I kind of agree with Stephen A. when he was saying that without Debo, they cannot beat the Lions. The Lions got a lot of momentum.
They do.
Brock didn't look great in the last game, so
Nah, he didn't. So Yeah, I think it'll be a good one, and we'll do our picks momentarily,
Yep.
and and we do got a special guest,
Yep.
uh,
We got keys.
my guy Jovan, you know,
Yo,
diehard Baltimore Ravens fan. So we got him in the
hmm
building today on You Played though. What's up, man? How you
hmm
feeling, bro?
hey brother, hey man, couldn't be feeling any better, man. Understanding that my boys are actually about to be a part of the AFC Championship game tomorrow, so
Yeah.
I think in the gist of us winning it last time we was there, based on it, let's just keep that energy and push forward, But again, all is well, my way, my brother. How about you guys?
Yeah, man. I know you. Feeling like the Ray Lewis days out here again, man.
Yes, yes, man. Man,
What a
it gives you
time.
that it gives you that energy, man. And you know that Ray always stay around, even with
Yeah.
Ozzy. Ozzy, they always stay in the locker room with these guys. And I
What?
understand that even Peyton was down there too, in
Okay.
Liberty out there talking to Raekwon out there, giving him salute, shaking him up earlier this week too. So I
Well,
think they
speak.
got a lot of support just in the AFC, along with the matter of just wanting to see them win. In this case, being the underdog, in my opinion, based on the Iron Shield with Pat Mahomes and these guys. We gotta, try to dethrone them, if you will. So
Yeah.
we'll
Well, I'll
give,
say. Well, speaking of the Ray Lewis days, the defense, y'all do have a vaunted defense this year too,
Hmm.
oh
in
yes,
that
yes.
secondary. But you do got a question. What you got? Is your cornerback playing though? Is he
Nah,
playing?
well, it's in the gist of what Marlon and his
Yeah,
injury
Marlon
could have.
Humphreys.
He got based on what he said in limited practices here in the last 2 days, we'll see. And for me too, I don't, I guess it's day to day. I'm understanding it, but I think based on the lineups of where Marcus is back, that backing him up, we can do. He's been doing well, and he's been doing this thing back there, for, in place of Marcus. Of Marlon.
Okay.
And then of course with Raka Sin, he's still questionable too, based on another secondary guy that's out that we can use to really solid things back out there. But
Okay.
Yeah.
we got PQ, and we got Agent Zero down there doing their thing. So then we got big boys in the line with Michael Pierce and the game down there. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll be able to hold things tight. I would think, to put pressure on Pat to really get him out of there, to not him not let him sit in the pocket too, if you will. So we'll see. We'll definitely go in the mix of I would hope closing things out.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna be key, man. Yeah, so Baltimore is playing Kansas City.
Hmm.
Lamar Jackson against Patrick Mahomes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So if y'all get into a shootout, you think
Yep.
Lamar, you think Zay, Odell, you think I got enough firepower
Isaiah likely.
to stay in there?
Uh, Absolutely. Even in a matter of Aguilar being the undercover and Bateman
Okay.
being the undercover too, if you will, being under that matter, or even having Duvernay somehow coming off of injury out of the season, which it was doubtful, to get him some playing time. But in a matter of weaponry, all in a matter of where Isaiah coming out of, shots out to, going down to Carolina, coastal Carolina, for him to be able to, come into come into a system to where he's able to adapt and good play with good coaching. Even with Zay really going and getting his influential, I guess, his gaming scheme, playing the slot from Odell, being a smaller receiver, if you will, and a speedy receiver with hands. So I think in a matter of keeping his mindset great on field and off field with the coach of leadership of, even with Lamar and them guys, giving them that share of that trait, if you will, when speaking about it, from every player that plays with him. You know what I mean? And it's just this personality of being serious when it's time to be. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
showing up for work. So, and
Okay.
that's it. And paying tribute in his liberty of how his uprising was with his mother. And we can talk into that. So yeah,
So
it's
let me ask you this though. All right. So all right, it's the AFC Championship. You know what I mean? So
yep.
you at the crib. I think it's gonna be in the 40s, maybe a little rain. So
Mm-hmm.
could be some wet balls, pause,
Possible.
Mm-hmm.
out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
give me one key on offense and one key on defense that y'all need to do to come away with this dub.
I would think, again, starting off on one key on offense is to, let's just let the game come to us, understanding that the balls, again, based on throwing them, they're gonna be, it's gonna be hard to catch, if you will. Like, those gloves sometimes it's just not where you're going, and just to see exactly how the weather's be is how we're gonna acclimate on how I think the scheme going in should talk to it. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to, based on the matter of us playing in that weather, I can't really call it just of how we did. You know what I mean? Because I can't I don't think there's even times we'll call this season that we played in a have these this type of weather that's coming up. So I would think just in a matter of ball control, starting off with what we know. Let's go ahead and see with those slot passes. Let's get Isaiah in the game before we go for the long. Let's soften them up and then go out to what we have. So I think that'd be a good thing on offense starting, but on defense, we can't. I wouldn't, as a reference to what you said earlier, or what Brandon said in the matter of going to a shootout. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that we need to do that with the team that has already beaten us like that previously in the season. Not to say in having great defenses and teams that can allocate, certain schemes to confuse Mahomes, but in the matter that he's one of those that can actually call audibles on the fly. And it's not many
Mm-hmm.
players that can do that and to correlate that type of, actual correspondent to their, who the receiver may be. Me, it's someone coming off on a sweep route in the flats going up the side. Who knows? Or it could be someone coming on the slant like he'd like to do and
Yeah.
fake on the long post whenever they like to play the cover zero. So we have to throw some good schemes at him to be sure that he can't just get into this. All right, I'm in pocket mode, and we could just go ahead and just start throwing everything. We have to put pressure on him, just like back when he lost his just when he lost in the Super Bowl when those
Okay.
guys was on his back.
Yeah.
Back when the Rams beat him. So
All
we'll
right.
see. We'll see how we go ahead and do what we do.
All right. So there's a lot on the line in this game. From my perspective, there's been a lot of talk about Lamar. Um,
Hmm.
he's set up a lot of critics. He's probably gonna be
Hmm.
a two-time MVP here, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
The
That's the energy.
one thing that he doesn't have is that Super Bowl, and when you in that championship game and you lose, the narrative starts to change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's saying, "Oh
Hmm.
man, he's an MVP quarterback, this and that," but you got to win the big one. So
Hmm.
if Lamar and the Ravens don't get it done, do you think the narrative starts to change for Lamar being a two two
No.
time two two time MVP winner and the success they had? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I don't think so. For me, based on understanding, not knowing him, but understanding his work ethic, that his mom, they worked together in the mix of it, just like in a matter of each time that he made it to the playoffs and they didn't, it didn't do too well, or they didn't make it because of the injury, or they lost because when he threw an interception in the Bills game and that caused the game in which so I think with Lamar, going to the gist of what your question said, I think if that case, somehow we do lose tomorrow, I think that's just more power and inertia to make him better. You know what I mean? To help make him better for the next season and say, okay, this is what we got to do next. You know what I mean? How can we go into the next season what we did to what we have to do? Because if you go back and look at any footage of any seasons that ended with us not winning, of course, he specifically called out that we'll be back next season. He was always ready to
Yeah.
come back. So I think in the mix of understanding that and his work ethic and working just in pulling it all back together, I think he'll still be able to come back next season and still be able to be Lamar. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
if you think about in the matter of when he won the MVP back then, when his second coming out there sophomore year, um, he only got better since then in the mix
Yeah.
of it. You know what I mean? He had to get a different OC. They had to put him in a different scheme to let the game play around him and his strengths versus trying to pull out strengths around the scheme. You know what I mean? And that's where Ozzy and they moved things around. They left. So, big up respect to that. So I
Okay.
think, in the mix of it, he's on his way.
Yeah. He
He's
he
on his
he
way.
he definitely got better since his MVP season. Just being more focused in the pocket, having more pocket presence as well. I mean, of course, the athletic ability is zero to none in NFL history at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we got Jovan Daniels here. So, hey, before we let you go, dog,
Yep.
give me a score prediction, dog. Before you get out of here, give me a score prediction in the AFC Championship game, Kansas City Chiefs at the Baltimore Ravens.
What you thinking? What you thinking?
So I think we're gonna win. We're gonna win by, let's say, 12 points. We're gonna win by 12.
Okay,
All right, what's that score? What's that score gonna be?
And I can't, and I'm only going to say we're going to win by 12, not understanding exactly what the last count going to be. You know what I mean? So
32-20.
I'm not gonna actually put a limit or extrude or extend anything past what the players are going to play like. But I'm just going to say that we're going to win by 12
Okay, all
on
right.
whatever number you call it. If it's, as you said, 20 to 32, 12-0. Who's to know?
Yeah,
But
I hear you.
I think we're going to do it. You know what I mean? At least by 12. At
Okay,
least
I
by
got
12.
high hopes,
It may
man.
switch and be make 20. It may be 21.
we gonna
If
see.
we shut
Yeah.
Pat down,
Yeah,
just like we plan to do, by putting pressure on him and taking off his slot and not letting him go for the deep ball and play action over the top, we're good to go. And
okay,
that's all that needs to happen based on what I understand. Not to say what Andy gonna do, man, because they're a proven system. So respect to that and big up to the game.
Hey,
okay.
hey, like Ray J said, hey man, somebody need to call DJ Clue. He the only one who can.
Yeah.
He the only one who can.
Yeah.
yeah.
Somebody got to call
Yeah,
Lamar,
I mean,
man.
Hey,
He
you
the
know,
only one to
and
save us from
it's
this Taylor Swift Super Bowl, man.
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
it's gonna be it's coming, man. Usher, he got his big performance. He said it's been 30 years in the making. I'm like, wow, that's
absolutely.
wild. So
Okay.
yeah, you know what I
Well,
mean. So
he- he-
we'll see. We'll see
Okay.
what's going on here, coming in for the Super Bowl and all that. But again, man, hey, appreciate you guys having me up here again. Most positive energy, y'all giving up
Yeah.
the source. You know what I mean? And love to be
yeah.
back whenever next. You know what I
Hey,
mean? So
respect. You know, we gonna get up. Hey, appreciate. We got Javon Daniels here on You Played Though podcast.
Yep.
big
Baltimore
up,
Red.
big
Hey,
up.
and one more quick question though. So you do have a
Yep.
cousin that plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes,
You
Christian
know,
Braswell. Yep.
we're Jaguars fans as well. Like we, as we said, the Clemson Jaguars.
Clemson Jaguars.
So
Yep.
you want to give like a quick. I mean, because we both had Jacksonville in the AFC Championship game this year. Like we was like,
Yep.
man,
I recall you
this
said
gonna be
that. Yep.
Trevor year. Like, hey, Trevor MVP, but Trevor has some injuries, this and that. So are
Yeah,
you
they got some.
you still you pull for the Jaguars too? That's your cousin over
Well,
there, and
yeah, of course. I mean, in the
yeah,
mixer with blood is, of course, that that's over everything. But in the
okay,
mixer with of the team I'm pulling for, of course, I'm going with that. But
yeah,
in
yeah,
the matter of, it's almost like it'd be one of those, just like how the Kelsey family do it.
yeah,
See, when
yeah,
they
yeah.
had the brothers when they played each other, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I'll have to get a jersey like that or something. You know what I mean? So,
Okay,
that's just the mix of it. But I
respect.
already know what bloodline is. That's just, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's no question.
Okay,
So,
no doubt, no doubt.
yeah. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
absolutely, man, and big up to again, cuz he's gonna get back out there because he had a little injury, but in the
Okay,
mix of coming together, he's gonna be back. That's just getting back strong.
All right. Well, man, we appreciate everything, Javon, man. Thank you for calling
Hey,
in to
man,
You Played, though, man. And we
hey,
going to get
brother,
back at you, brother.
yes, sir.
hey, I appreciate it, man, and it gets better. So we'll definitely be talking soon.
All right,
All
bro,
right, bro.
hold it down.
Hey,
Yep.
hey, peace.
Yep, yep. So he has some strong analysis.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Just had some good analysis. I think he's predicting a 12-point win. That's And that was a good call, Keys, man. So, man.
so how you feeling then? So, all right, since we're still in the AFC Championship game, how you feeling? Like who winning the joint?
I think this is gonna be a shootout, man. Unlike Javon, I think it's gonna be a close game, maybe like a 3-point game, right? So I'm gonna say it's gonna be 40. I'm gonna say 42-45.
Wow, you
think-
going that high in the
yeah.
rain?
Mm-hmm. I think it's still gonna be a shootout because I just think those two teams are they got too much firepower in the passing game, man. So I'm gonna go 42-45, and I'm gonna
Who winning?
take Baltimore, man.
Okay.
Lamar
I
gets it
disagree vehemently with the
Okay.
score
Okay.
because Kansas City don't got the firepower, bro. Like they don't got that kind of firepower to put up 40. I think them days this year, I don't even think they put up. How many times did they even put up 30 this year? I got to look, but and then you got Kadarius Toney's out. Whoop de doo.
That was gonna say
Right.
I don't know if they're gonna be missing him, but that
But
but,
you
the
know-
rook, but that rookie they got, man, he.
I mean, cause they put up 27 on the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
But Baltimore's defense is way better than that. It's better than the Bills' defense. So I'm going Ravens at the crib, and I'm gonna go 37. I think it's gonna be like they gonna get them boys pretty good. I'm gonna go Ravens 37, Chiefs 20,
So you think they about to get drugged?
a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
I just don't see the firepower. I mean, I know Mahomes is lauded, and I mean he don't got the weapons this year. Though ain't no Tyreek. Yeah, you won a Super Bowl without him, but like this year, like it ain't been no explosive players. Your receivers been dropping hella balls.
Pause.
You know,
That's a good point, but man, you get Pacheco, in space.
And he's questionable too. He's not going to be 100% at that. So, I mean, he could be in all the space he wants to, dog. But hey, that Ravens defense they ain't coming to play, dog.
Oh, I'll say this, man. Kelsey, I think this might be. I think he got 2 years left. 1 year after this one. So
Okay.
I think it's gonna be.
Near in the end.
Yeah, it's time. 'Cause I think Jason gonna retire this year.
Well, he
And
just
I think-
retired.
He did.
Yeah,
Officially?
his brother just retired from Philly.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a tough call, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, he already got all the stats, man. Ain't nothing left to prove, man. You got the Super Bowls, got the stats.
yep.
Yeah.
So I got 37-20 Chiefs. You got 45. No, I got 37-20 Ravens. You got 45-42
Yeah.
Chiefs.
No, I ain't taking the Chiefs.
I'm making sure.
Like, nah, bro. No, man.
All right.
I'm riding with Lamar, man. Too much noise has been talked about Lamar and everybody on his bandwagon again, which, you know, I ain't really feeling that. But he just gotta go out there and get it done, man.
Yep.
They got the team. All right, man. Let's talk about the NFC, man. So,
Okay.
like we said before, we got Detroit and we got the 49ers. We know what each team has. Brock did not play well, but you got Christian McCaffrey, man. He your old running back, man. Swiss Army knife. It's hard to count them out when you got him on the side. But to tell you the truth, man, I'm going with Detroit, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
21-17 Detroit.
Okay. Word. Okay. You know, it's in San Fran. Debo is still questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he do play, how effective will he be? You know, McCaffrey gonna do his thing. I didn't like the way Brock Purdy looked last game. And I like the momentum that Detroit has right now. You got a players coach. They run through a wall for him. Jared Goff balling, St. Brown balling, Gibbs balling. I mean, they looking pretty complete right now, man. So, man, it's tough though because I'm like, man, if Debo healthy, bro, it's hard. If Debo healthy, that's my qualifier. But I'm gonna go Lions, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Lions. 27-23.
27-23. Okay.
Yep.
Got the LeBron number out there.
And that leaves us with a Lions and Ravens Super Bowl according to our predictions, in which we'll get that to y'all at a later date.
But chime in. Let us know what you feel, how you feel these last 3 games is gonna turn out. You know, put some score predictions in the chat, man. Hit us up, you know, and let us know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit us up, man. It's big. It's championship weekend. We got 2 big ones tomorrow. Championship Sunday. So let us know who you rooting for. You Lions fan, you're a 49er, you're a Ravens or Chiefs fan. Let us know in the comments.
Yep.
Hey, may the best team win.
May the best team win. And just like that, we out.
Hey.
It's a party, it's a party.